disagree with something I have on the board, go ahead and hit that request button, and we can definitely go ahead and talk about it. I'm just going ahead and waiting for anyone who wants to come up and speak. I appreciate y'all for being here. For anyone who watches over on YouTube or Twitch or anything like that, you would have to come over to the TikTok. I'm using my phone for now until I don't know, TikTok decides to that I'm good enough to stream on the computer, on the laptop, because I've been having some issues with that. But once that happens, we will be good. All right, y'all. What's going on out there? Y'all, what's going on out there? I know I said I was gonna be back at 8:30. Came back around 9:30 because I just was busy doing something. Had to meet with some folks. I was with my organization, Black Men Build. What we do, we talk about things that's going on in the community, things that stress us out as Black men, and things that we can do about it. That's what we usually talk about in the Black Men Build circles. This one was all about what's a legacy we want to leave for our children, what we want to teach, little Black boys and girls out there. We're all about, stopping cycles of abuse, stopping cycles of spankings and stuff like that. Yeah, they called tattoos engraven skin, or I don't know, something stupid, but I don't give a shit. But yeah, so at the Black Men Build circles, we talk about what's going on in the community, how these issues affect Black men, what we could do about it. Today was all about legacy. That's the subject that I brought up. Like, what type of legacy we want to have for our children. Teaching them that violence and is not the way or the only way to solve issues. Which is why we don't really encourage spanking like that. We don't really encourage hitting or beating your kids. We figured out that we're from all of us grew up in a very misogynistic, patriarchal culture. So now we're more about not passing those toxic beliefs on. So that's what we were talking about this today in Black Men Build. But I'm back on the live now. If anybody would like to talk about what I have on the board, if you disagree with what I have on the board, please go ahead and come on up. I would appreciate any type of discussion, any type of debate. If it looks like I can't get one here, I'll see if I can join someone else's live, and we'll do that there. So we're going to go ahead and around and just give it a second, give it a little wait. I've only been on for a few moments now. I'm going to see who else comes in, and we'll talk about what I have on the board. If you're watching over from YouTube.
America was never great, really. Who ended World War II, genius?
All right. So this is what we're going to do, all right? You actually are going to
You're
come
clearly not smart. You're not a victim.
All right. So you're going to respect my platform first. This is not your stage. So it's not your stage. There's not your stage. So there's not your stage. So we're actually going to respect each other. We're actually going to respect each other. We're actually going to respect each other.
You're a moron.
You're the one who came here. 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 So you're gonna respect my stage instead of bitching. You're gonna respect my stage instead of bitching. All right. You're gonna respect my stage instead of bitching. You're gonna respect my stage instead of bitching. Yes, I'm black. I'm back. I'm black and I'm beautiful. And your wife loves how black I am. She loves this big black penis. So what else would you like to talk about instead of bitching? So my guy, well,
Africa.
No. Why don't you send me there?
Africa, you clown.
Give me the plane ticket, bitch.
You can't afford
Provide me a plane ticket, bitch.
You have no reason to complain about anything. You're
Provide me a plane ticket, bitch.
USA is a great country.
Provide me a plane ticket.
Polio.
All right. So envelopian. Listen, Mayo sapien. Calm down, please. So, Mayo Sapien, would you please calm down? Listen, sour cream citizen, I'm gonna need you to calm down. Sun Dodger, we're gonna need you to calm down, Sun Dodger. Yes, I am black and I'm beautiful and I'm gorgeous. I'm an African man and I'm so gorgeous. I'm so beautiful. So you're so jealous of my beautiful chocolatey skin. Are you? Is it because of my beautiful chocolatey skin that makes you so upset? Is it because of my beautiful chocolately sin that I get that you're so okay? Yeah. So smart, genius. That's genius. Yeah, is that the best you got? Is that the best you got? Is that the best you got? Is that the best you got?
He's saying the N word like he's not like half black or something.
Hey, sour cream citizen. We're gonna need you to shut up. We're gonna need you to shut the fuck up, sour cream citizen, bitch. All right. We're gonna move on to the next person. All right. So, school. How's it going, school?
I'm great, thank you. What about you?
I'm all right. Are you at least 18? And did you disagree with something I have on the board?
Yes, I am 19. Yes, I do disagree.
All right. What'd you disagree with?
Not really the bottom three. I think I believe in God, but I don't really go into the religion stuff. I disagree with the America was never a great part.
All right, cool. So the reason why I say America was never great, the way I define greatness is how you build institutions around your own principles, and I take the principles that are pro-freedom and pro-social to be great, right? So America does have pro-freedom and pro-social principles such as freedom, liberty, justice for all, equal opportunity, equity, etc., etc. Those are great principles. Now, does the country live up to those pro-social, pro-freedom principles? It does not. Does it build institutions around those pro-freedom, pro-social principles towards everyone? It does not. So because of those things, it cannot be great.
So, yeah, I think the distinction you're making is that it had those institutions, but because it didn't apply them to all those people, it's like redundant. I'm going to disagree because I feel like if you look back on history, pretty much damn near every civilization had a form of discrimination towards outsiders or people that weren't the majority class or the ruling class. And so for me, I define success just largely as how well your people have lived, how successful your nation state is. And to me, in that regard, America is very successful because it's a powerful country. It has a high living standard, at least up until pretty recently. So I think it's a great country.
All right. So as I said, economics aside, does it actually spread those type of living standards to everyone, including its least powerful citizens? Does it do that? Does it build institutions that protect equity? And sure, every nation has had discrimination. No one does deny every nation has had discrimination, but America has literally built its institutions to be discriminatory. So until we can fix that, how can it be great?
Well, it can be more great if it did that, but it not doing that doesn't mean that it wasn't great before. And then also,
you think slavery is great?
Absolutely not. No, I do not think that's great.
All right. So up until 1865, America wasn't great. How about second-class citizenship?
Well, no, because America still had accomplishments up until 1865.
Did it have slavery?
Oh yeah, it had slavery, but
and it protected it, right?
Not. Yes, it did.
Yeah. So protecting slavery is not great. That's a complete.
Well, yeah, but that's one thing out of a lot of things.
Yeah. So if your nation has slavery, you're not a great nation. It doesn't matter what you do.
Well, I'll disagree because a lot of nations have slavery, but I don't think
they're not great either. They ain't great either.
So what nations are great to you? What nations would you say meet your requirements of greatness?
Probably none of them, but we're talking about America.
Well, if none of them meet your standard of greatness, then I just think you have a bad standard of greatness, because that would imply that nations don't accomplish things or haven't done great things.
I'm not talking about accomplishing things. I'm not talking about accomplishing things. Again, I told you what my
that's why your definition of greatness isn't good.
Yeah, no, it still is good because because Germany accomplished great. Nazi Germany accomplished jet engines. We're gonna still call Nazi Germany great.
No, I am not going to do that.
So exactly. So we're not talking about just accomplishments, bro. Like for example, the same thing with Imperial Japan. Imperial Japan figured out a whole bunch of shit to do, but we're not gonna call Imperial Japan great either. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just about your accomplishments. It's not
for you, morality is like one of the bigger factors in determining greatness.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, because why would
that's where me and you differ.
But what I'm saying to school, why wouldn't it be? Because again, we already know that Nazi Germany accomplished, not only knowing how to get into space, it was their engineers that helped us get. Yeah, it was von Braun, who was a Nazi scientist who helped us get into space.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah.
So
the Nazi Germany itself didn't go into space, but they had scientists that later on helped.
That later on figured out how to do it exactly.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that it accomplished those great things, but those accomplishments didn't stop it from being just a completely horrible society, right?
Oh well, Nazi Germany was an evil country, yeah, but the society for the Germans living there was up until the war was decent, I guess.
What about the Jewish?
Well, they're not white, so.
Right. See, that's the problem there, right?
Well, yeah.
So if you're not right, exactly. But if you are, Jews are white. But if you have a category of people who are not living up to, who are second class citizens, who are enslaved, who the institutions that are supposed to give them the same opportunities as everybody else cannot get those institutions because it's literally built to exclude them. How is that a great nation?
Because there are other factors.
Yeah, great. There are other factors, but you just said that my example of them building all those institutions but excluding people literally made them not great. So why wouldn't that not apply?
Well, that's a bad thing that they did, but it doesn't negate all the other things that they did. And then you also look at the history of social justice. The United States,
but
the United States and the West is one of the
This would all mean This would all mean Nazi Germany was great according to you.
No, because the ratio between the bad things they did and the good things they did, the bad outweighed the good, so it's not great.
Yeah, and the bad outweighs the good over here.
I would disagree.
Okay, so does America protect equal rights for all the citizens?
Relative to the rest of the world, yeah.
All right. Do your opportunities in America depend on certain factors that are not out of opportunities? Does the opportunities in America depend on factors that are not in your control?
To a small degree, yeah.
Not to a small degree.
I would say it's to a small degree.
It's not. Your opportunities. I mean,
I'll give it. The immigrant groups that come here.
Your opportunities
Indians are highly and Chinese.
Hold on, school. Your opportunities are highly based on your socioeconomic status and your race.
I'm not gonna disagree with that. Those are factors. But then also, the United States is a country where you can, if you're an Indians or Chinese people, one of those two, they're the highest income scorers by average. I don't think there's another country on this earth where a totally foreign and unknown ethnic group can come in and just become the most wealthy on average group. The United States is great in that regard.
You're welcome to you understand that those groups were already well off in their own countries, right?
No, India is not a very well off country. China wasn't for a good period.
That's not what I said. I said those people that come from there were already well off in their countries.
That's not true.
Coming to America is very expensive. You understand that?
Okay, well, I'll give an example. Did the Chinese and the Japanese, mainly Chinese, that came to the United States in the 19th century to build railroads, they weren't very rich. I think a lot of them were forced to come over here just for cheap labor.
No, I get
they weren't well off at all.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about contemporary times. The Asians who come over here are usually very well off.
No, there's been studies on
it. They're doctors and they're engineers. Yeah,
they become doctors and engineers. They aren't in those countries.
No, they already graduated with those degrees
India
in their
actually
countries.
has a caste system.
I know it has a caste system. School, hold on.
Yeah,
slow down for me. Listen, when it comes to Indians and Asians, like Chinese and Japanese, a lot of them have already graduated in engineering or medicine before they get here. They get here with those jobs, which is why they're wealthy. Of course, if I'm someone, it's the same thing with Nigerians. A lot of Nigerians come over here were already doctors. Like they graduated in medicine in Nigeria or the UK, and then they migrate over to America and they come here being a doctor. So they're going to be, so they're going to be well off if they graduate in medicine over in the UK and then migrate to America. And
Well, that doesn't really negate anything because it still couldn't be done in other parts of the world. If let's say
it could be done in the UK, it could be done in Canada. A lot of Indians are actually
that's also
Canada.
part of the West. That's also part of Western civilization, and America's a Western country. Well, I'll give an example. You're Haitian, right? Just by the flag in your bow, are you Haitian?
Yep.
Okay, I don't think there's a world where a Haitian person can migrate to, let me think of Japan and have the success they would have in the United States. I don't think that would happen.
Who's Naomi Osaka?
Repeat that.
Naomi Osaka.
Never heard of her.
The tennis player.
You like tennis?
Yeah, her father's Haitian.
I played in high school.
Yeah. Yeah, her father's Haitian.
Yeah. She's mixed race though.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's half Asian. She's half Asian.
You just asked me who that was, and now you know who it is.
Well, yeah, no, but I mean, like, can you find me a person who has Haitian ancestry, Haitian citizenship, all that moved to a foreign country? There's going to be somebody. It's like the world's a big place, but like
what I'm saying is that
Matt, if you are an immigrant and you want a better life, the place to go to is the United States. I'm the child of one of those people.
Right, per proximity though.
And what do you mean by proximity?
Per proximity, because most people most of the immigrants who are here are from South America or the Caribbean. Most of the immigrants who are in Europe are from Africa or the Middle East, and Asians just go anywhere. So it's per your proximity. So what I'm saying is like I understand the fact that people from poorer countries come over here to America in order to live a better life. I'm not denying that part, right? But the thing that we have to think about is that why did they come over here in the first place, right? Yeah, sure, we can say that what's going on in their country is bad, but what happened exactly to get those countries to that point?
What made them poor?
Yeah, what made those countries poor? Let's use Haiti for example. Let's use Haiti for example. Yeah, what made Haiti poor?
The French.
And what else?
Slavery from the French.
What else?
You
actually don't know. Oh, you don't know. Okay, American interference.
America did occupy Haiti in like 1930s. It was poor before that.
No,
so that doesn't.
It wasn't.
It was poor.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
It was.
It wasn't.
You want to pull up, dude? They have statistics of Haiti from like even.
I know they do.
GDP per capita was very low.
I know, but that doesn't mean that the country was just completely fucked up. It wasn't. The thing is that Haiti during that time, why do you think the United States invaded? They invaded because Germany was setting up businesses over there. There was a lot of opportunity in Haiti. Haiti economy was actually growing. We actually paid off our debt to France. It became worse because of the United States invasion, and we had to borrow money to pay things off of that.
Yo, let me fact check that. Like, I'm not saying you're like a liar or anything. I just so did Haiti pay off its debt in 1930 something?
Or at least was going to. The invasion set it back.
Did Haiti pay off its debt to France in 1930s? All right, let's check this out.
No, I think it was like in 1994.
No, okay. 1994. Okay, wait. The financial burden was reorganized in 1947 by the French and the Haitians and continues on to this day. This actually does talk about the U.S. occupation part. The source is NPR and like other news stations. Haiti was under U.S. occupation ending in 1934, starting in 1932. I don't think 2 years of occupation could have permanently like ruined a society.
You sure?
And then continue. Yes. And pay substantial portions of its national budget.
Actually, Haiti was hold on.
Yeah.
I think they occupied it way longer than 2 years. Because my grandfather was part of those things. Yeah, it was 19 years from 1915 to 1934. It was 15 years.
Oh wow. Oh, that's weird. Haitian occupation. No, American occupation of Haiti. Shoot.
Yeah,
I was about to say Haitian occupation of America.
Yeah, it was for 15 years from 1915 to 1934. Yeah. So
okay, let's check this out.
This was one of the main reasons why Haiti is the way that it is today, because this led to the Duvalier regime. And the Duvalier regime was an anti-communist capitalist regime, so America funded it. but the Duvalier regime like completely ruined the entire country. They made extinct one of the main sources of income, which was the Creole pig. The Creole pig was a pig that grew in Haiti and was a very good quality hog, right? Good quality pork. But because it went extinct, because the Duvalier regime killed them all, one of Haiti's agricultural sectors also got destroyed because of that. Like that occupation of 1915, 1934, that's the catalyst of what made Haiti is what it is today, because of what it led to. Like, history doesn't happen in a vacuum, right?
Oh, yeah, I know that, but I want to get back to something you said earlier. You were right that Germany was influencing the region. That's actually one of the reasons America occupied Haiti, because they didn't really care France was there, because they were allies with France, but they're not friends with Germany at the time. So they were concerned with that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why they invaded. But all this ruined Haiti is what I'm saying.
Let me go to it.
So one of the main reasons why Haitians are in America for the better opportunity is literally because of America's intervention in Haiti.
Oh, wow. Look at this. So this right here, it's a study the United States conducted in 1917. So like 2 years after the occupation. Wait, hold up. Oh, in 1947. I read that wrong. I'm sorry. So for the time that Haitian rural peasants who comprised lived close to starvation levels. Let me keep reading.
I'm trying to get to where we're trying to go to here, bro. What are we looking at? What are we looking for?
I'm just looking at the history, because as you said that American occupation made Haiti poorer.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be shocked if you were right, actually. I don't think it's the main catalyst of Haiti being poor. I think there's lots of reasons. I think just the history of Haiti, because you have a society. All the Haitians know at the time of their freedom was a slave society. So in many regards, the society that was set up in Haiti after the French left was like a bizarre mirror image of slavery.
There were a lot of mistakes that the first leaders made. No one denies that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no one denies that. But I know Haiti has a history of instability, weak governance, corruption, stuff like that. Yeah, all those are factors. I'm saying in our contemporary times, one of the main reasons, or the main reason I would say, is because of American interference. Because America didn't only interfere in during that time; it also interfered in the early 2000s.
Yeah, and it interfered before, right? Like the 1840s.
Yeah, not just the 1840s. I'm talking about the 1990s. They interfered.
90s.
And in the 2000s it interfered. Yeah, I mean, so
Haiti in the 90s and 2000s, I believe that occupation was 100% justified. If you look at what was going on in Haiti at the time, it was like vile stuff.
You talking about under Aristide?
Can you repeat that? ICE? Yeah, ICE is horrible.
No, I'm talking about Aristide. No, the reason why America occupied in the 1990s is because Aristide asked for reparations. He asked for reparations from France, and then he got ousted.
I don't think that's true. Actually, I'll give you that, because I'll just be open about that. You know more about that than I do. So you say the occupation of Haiti.
Right. So what I'm saying is that all of these are contributing factors, right? We know there are other contributing factors, but these are some of the main ones. What I'm saying is that the reason why there's a lot of Haitians here in America right now is literally because of American interference. You can say the same thing for South America. So yeah, those nations, like it's hard for them to build themselves up.
Why don't they
because
of
all these issues?
Well, I don't think that's no, I disagree, because Latin America had more ties to Spain and the United States for much of its history than Haiti. Haiti, France is like the main.
Right. I'm not sure if you ever heard of the Monroe Doctrine, but according to the Monroe Doctrine, which is
the Monroe Doctrine is justified 100%.
It's not, bro. It really isn't.
It's just a matter of geopolitical reality. The United States, for its national security, should not have foreign influences in the Americas.
Right. No, but like what I'm saying is that if Brazil wants to trade with China or Russia, let it do so. What the fuck I got to do with us?
That's not what the Monroe Doctrine does. It just means like. And the Monroe Doctrine is kind of obsolete. I think it should be brought back, but it is pretty kind of obsolete. What it just did was that if you were a European power in the 19th century, what you couldn't do was set up new territories. You could maintain what you already had, but you couldn't keep it. And in many regards, it wasn't even enforced by the United States. The British enforced it up until the United States got powerful enough in the latter half of the 19th century.
Ourselves, exactly. But what I'm saying is that when it comes to the Monroe Doctrine, it went beyond just a foreign person can't own territory here in the United States. It was like, this is our sphere of influence, and any other influence that comes in is going to be crushed, which is why a lot of leftist movements in South America were crushed, because America would go in there, either coup their leaders, coup their leaders, assassinate their leaders, etc. But the thing is that what I'm saying is that caused, no, that's not justified. That caused the crisis. All those caused the immigration crisis we're seeing today. So how is it justified? You can't break it and then say I don't want to buy it. That's not why
we have the immigration crisis.
Yes, it is.
We have
those countries. School. Hold on.
Yeah.
Those countries are unstable for a reason. And the reason why they're unstable is because of America's constant intervention in that region. You just can't say
Mexico,
because Mexico too. What I'm saying is that remember I told you history doesn't happen in a vacuum. History doesn't happen in a vacuum. There's always things going on. There's always consequences to these actions. The reason why the Ayatollah rules Iran today is because of what we did in 1954.
Absolutely. Latin America, in the way it was developed, I think it's always going to be a poorer part of the world because of the way the Spanish brought it up, the way the economy was made, the culture of the people there. That goes for Haiti too. And I'll give an example. Mexico in the 1820s was downtrodden, and it was poor, and it had very low economic development. The United States didn't have a role to play in that. It really didn't. And then you also said something about the immigration crisis.
Mm-hmm.
No, the reason immigrants are coming here now is because we opened immigration to those people in like the 1960s. We were intervening in Latin America way before 1960s, just that we kept our borders close to those people. Yeah, that's not why we have a crisis.
They were still coming in. There were like 20 million Mexicans back then.
Very small amount. It was a very small amount. It was mostly white immigration.
No, it wasn't, bro. We had millions of Mexicans.
I can pull up the census right now. Let's go to the 1940s.
During the Great Depression, we still had millions of Mexican immigrants. Millions. During the Great Depression,
okay, dude, millions out of like 2 million out of 130 million.
School. We had millions of Mexican immigrants in the United States back then. And what we did was a program of repatriation, which means that the Mexicans who were even born here were deported back to Mexico, because they thought that would have fixed the employment issue. It didn't, of course, but they thought that it would. So we've always had people from Latin America in America, always.
Oh yeah, we have in the Southwest because they were already there. Yeah, you said something about millions of them being here. Yeah, in the Southwest and in a region that was starting to become very populated. That's not actually a lot. And then in regards to millions,
irrelevant, bro.
Yeah, I pulled up the census. It was 2 million. In the
millions.
I had to get a different census. 1950, there was like 166
right, who cares, bro? This is really irrelevant. What are we getting, bro? That's irrelevant. The fact of the matter is that we had millions of Latin Americans in America before, and our constant intervention into those countries is what caused a lot of the immigration now to come over here. If we never intervened in Iran, there would be no Ayatollah. If we didn't intervene in Chile and Uruguay and Paraguay and Colombia, we wouldn't have the people that we have there today. We wouldn't have the corruption we have there today.
It's objectively just not true, because if that was the case, then why don't they go to Spain? They don't go here out of revanchinism. What do you mean?
Why don't they go to Spain? You know how fucking hard it is to get to Spain from South America?
It's harder to get into the United States. By distance, I think the distance to Spain from Brazil is closer than to like Chile to America.
School. The Atlantic Ocean exists, bro. What are you saying?
Ships exist. We have naval transportation. Well, yeah. No.
Do you understand how hard it is to go over the water to Spain? Do you understand how difficult that is when you could literally just walk to America and get a ferry?
Yeah, actually, let me tell you something. There's a part of the Panama that is literally untraversable. It's physically
the Darien Gap. I know you have to ferry around it.
Yeah,
you have to ferry around it. So it's easier to ferry around that than to get on a boat and go an ocean away to Spain. It's a lot easier to go through the Darien Gap.
I'll tell you what, we've had planes for a good century now. And we've
They
had
can't afford
flights
plane
from
tickets,
South
bro. It's
America.
easier to it's easier to get to America than it is to get to Spain.
So mass migration in the way we know it of like, lots of people of color come to the United States. When did this start? This started in I'll just pick a year, 1965, right? There's a lot of civil rights stuff going on in that era. There is literally a perfect positive correlation between that and those people coming into the United States. You can't refute that. That's why they're coming here, because we opened our borders to them.
No,
I'm not saying I take an issue with it or not.
No, we allowed more immigration. We allowed more immigration from those areas, correct? But what I'm saying is that if those countries were already stable, we wouldn't see a whole bunch of people from there, would we? The reason why a lot of European
they weren't stable.
The reason why we had a whole bunch of Europeans coming in from Ellis Island was because of World War I, World War II. Europe wasn't stable back then.
Not true. Not true at all. Ellis Island, dude. The peak of Ellis Island was the late 19th century. That was 1880. That's when they Gilded Age. That was 18.
The peak of Ellis Island was in the early 20th century.
When did Ellis Island peak? And either way, even if it did peak back then, they were major before that. When did Ellis Island?
I know Ellis Island was major before that, but Ellis Island became a major port of people coming in during the 1920s.
Oh wow. Yeah, no, the peak of Ellis Island reached its peak in annual immigration in 1907, 7 years before World War I started.
Yeah, and then it continued, right, for decades.
And it decreased. It decreased. It decreased after 1907.
It didn't decrease after 1907. It definitely didn't decrease after 1907.
Let's check this again. Immigration to Ellis Island begin to decrease after that. I'm sorry, I have an Apple keyword. They're kind of trash. Ellis Island begin to decrease after that point. Check this out. Wow. Okay, I'll go get a different source then, because this one's it's like a high demand thing. I can't use it all the time. Oh my god, dude!
Okay, we're actually I got it right here. We're actually both kind of right. Around 1914 is when you saw a drop because of World War I, and then in 1921 they limited immigration based on nationality. And around
nationality as in Europeans
only, exactly.
Yes.
So that's when you saw a lot of more people coming in during 1921. It was basically Europeans.
Bullshit. What the hell? Wait, dude. The Immigration Act of Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. In 1921 ended the open door policy and limited immigration based on nationality, which means that only Europeans were allowed to come in around that time.
Okay, so for the Immigration Act, you're wrong. You're wholeheartedly wrong. The Immigration Act limited annual European immigration to 2% of each nationality's representative based on the 1890 census of damn near 30 years ago, heavily favoring Northern.
I reread that. I said I was talking about the emergency quota of 1921. The Immigration Act of 1924, 2%, already causing drastic long-term reduction
on immigration.
Yeah.
So so I was right. It did peak prior to World War I. So that it peaked prior to World War I. World War I, that's not true.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right about that. It peaked prior to World War I.
Thank you.
But when I'm talking about when it comes to
Latin
America. Where even World War
Latin America. We were talking about Latin America.
Yeah, Latin America. When we're talking about Latin America, the reason why these people come over here is because their countries are unstable, and we have to understand why are those countries unstable.
America had a role. I'm not gonna say we did nothing.
America had a role. Exactly.
But those countries were poor regardless. We intervened because they were unstable, and then we left and they were unstable again.
We intervened because of socialism, bro.
Okay. Socialism was not a thing, not a major thing until like after World War I, really.
World War II, actually.
Proves my point even further. And we were definitely intervening in Latin America prior to that, but they still weren't coming over here. So to that, I say, let's just pick a Latin American country. Let's just pick one Latin American country and really analyze it. What Latin American country did we intervene in prior to the world wars that that was stable prior, and then it became unstable after our intervention. Let's just go to that.
Argentina.
Let's look into it. You're gonna say
Bolivia as well.
Bolivia.
Yep. Chile.
Okay. Well, no, I just want one. You gotta pick one. I mean, we can go into them later, but then it'd be just more complicated.
What would be the point of all this, bro? What would be the point of all this? America intervened in these nations, and they've been unstable ever since.
Speaking about immigration, me and you differ on that. Where I'm saying that those nations
I'm saying that they came
unstable
over
regardless.
They weren't unstable regardless. Chile was not unstable when America intervened.
Poor. It was definitely poor. I'll tell you lots of things. It might have been stable, but it was poor.
Who cares if it was poor? We should let them develop on their own.
Come here. If they're poor, they're gonna come here.
But they weren't doing that according to you. According to you, they weren't doing that. So now now they were poor. We had to intervene for them being poor, and that made them come over here. That's stupid. Like, what are we saying here, bro?
Well, if you let me get to my point, can you just pick one country? Like, just one country we can go
Argentina.
Argentina, okay. I know a fair bit. I probably don't know as much as you, so let me just Argentina in the 19th century. I know Argentina got independent. It was like the Confederation of the Rio de Plata River.
We intervened in Argentina in 1976. Look up the 1976 Argentine coup d'etat.
No, we intervened way before that. We intervened during the Paraguay War, and they didn't come here.
Chile's not near Paraguay.
We're talking about Argentina. Also, yes, it is.
I said Chile. My bad. Yeah, Argentina.
Chile?
My bad. Yeah, I'm getting.
Okay, yeah, Chile. Also, we intervened in Chile in like 1932.
There's also Venezuela as well, bro. Listen, we intervened in Latin America, and that's one of the main reasons why they come over here. Saying that we intervened because they were poor, otherwise they would come over here. That does not matter. That's irrelevant. We're talking about the reason why they immigrate.
Poverty because their countries are poor.
Their countries are poor and they're unstable. Why are they poor and unstable? Yeah. They're poor and unstable because of our intervention, bro.
No, they were unstable. They were poor and unstable.
No, they weren't. Not Argentina. Argentina was not. Neither was Venezuela. Neither was Guatemala. No, they weren't.
They were downtrodden. You want to talk about poor? Yeah, they were poor. There was like a very small,
all right, bro,
rich class.
All right. Yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. All right, if anybody else wants to come up, we can go ahead and talk because we're not getting anywhere, bro. I'm telling you, we're not getting anywhere. We're really not getting anywhere. I'm sorry, we were not getting anywhere. I'm sorry, man. We were not getting anywhere. We just gotta
nigger.
Cool. Are you jealous that I get your mom and your sister? Is that the reason why you're so jealous? Is that the reason why you're so jealous? Yeah. Hey, y'all. So Reverend is always jealous of my chocolatey penis, and that's why he has to come up here and shout the N-word. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next guest. What happened? What happened? Y'all go ahead and keep smashing that like button. Keep hitting that like. We're gonna go ahead and keep it rolling. We're gonna go ahead and keep it rolling. Y'all keep hitting that like so we can get more people in here. Shout out to everybody who's watching me over on the. One second. Shout out to everybody who's watching me over on TikTok, not TikTok, on YouTube. If you're watching me over on YouTube, over on the Deconstruction Zone, over on Deconstruction Junction, over on Black Atheist Coalition, over on my own channel, Volsy Thoughts, you can go ahead and hit that request button. The request button, it's not really a button. It's really the link that's pinned on top. You can join me there. Go ahead and look at the link that's on top that's pinned, and you can go ahead and join me there. Y'all go ahead and like the live. Over on the Deconstruction Junction, the link is pinned to the top, or you can go ahead and speak with me. You can go ahead and speak with me on the link up top. All right, y'all. We're just gonna go ahead and wait for another guest. We're gonna see who else comes up. Y'all like the live, y'all. Please start hitting that like button. Hit that like button so we can go ahead and get some more guests in here. Hit that like button. Smash that like button so we can go ahead and get some guests. Put us into the algorithm. You know what I mean? Tag the FYP in the comments. Shout out to my mod Resist over on YouTube. Always putting in that work. I wish I had my what's the thing called again? I wish I had my phone number today. I don't have it today. I think I'm going to bring it back either tomorrow or next week. I'm gonna bring the phone number back so we can start talking on the phones again. So tomorrow, next week, I'll go ahead and have the phones. Tomorrow, I think I'm gonna have the phones, y'all. All right, y'all. So we're just waiting for any other guests to come in. I keep posting the DOJ files that disappeared with Trump's name all over them. And yes, real comment flag. Yeah, that's gonna happen all the time. Yeah, that happens. That happens. We know that right now they're suppressing that, right? Like a lot of people was posting that when Oracle first bought TikTok, you couldn't say that name. Otherwise, it got blocked out. Woke is behind the scenes of a movie. Woke people know and see how they are made. That's what I would say. Yeah, that's what I would say as well. Being woke is simply being aware of social injustice, racial injustice. Being aware of those things is what woke is. Yeah, limitations. I'm over here on TikTok. If you go over to TikTok and go over, and type in Volsi Thoughts, you should be able to find me, and then you can go ahead and request up on the live. Remember, you have to be on what's that thing called again? You have to be on your phone. TikTok doesn't allow computer like guests yet. And yeah, limitations. It's the TikTok one. If you're on a computer, you can click the link, or if you're on your phone, I'm not sure if they have clickable links on phones yet. But if you can't click the link on your phone, you may have to like take a picture of it, and then you'll be able to click the link. If you can't do that, just open up TikTok and find my profile. Just find Volsi Thoughts, and then you could go ahead and come on up. I don't have the phone number today because for some reason TikTok Studio, they throttle your views if you use TikTok Studio for a while, unless you have like 1 million subscribers or 1 million followers or something like that. If you have like 100-something thousand followers, then they won't throttle your views. But when you're a channel like mine, my profile only has about 7,000 right now. I'm trying to get up there, y'all. I'm trying to get more. All right, so follow me on TikTok as well. So yeah, I only have about 7,000 at the moment. So for some reason, when I use TikTok Studio on the computer, they throttle the views. Oh, pin link works. Okay, cool. All right, y'all. So the pin link works. So limitations, if you would like to come over to speak with me, I'm over on TikTok. Same thing with anybody else who wants to go ahead and talk. We're just going to go ahead and wait for someone who would like to come through and someone who would like to have a conversation. I went ahead and tag something over on my Facebook as well, so folks will be able to see that and come over to speak with me. Let me go ahead and share that. Cool. All right, it's shared over on my Facebook. Let me share it over on the. All right, so someone over on the Black Atheist Coalition asked me if I'm a troll, and no, I'm not. I'm not sure why I think these are trolls. People can genuinely believe these things. All right, NYPD said depends on the definition of woke. The definition of woke I'm using is the original definition. I'm not using the colonized definition. I will never use the colonized definition. No, he does have to tell us his definition. I'm not using the colonized definition. That's not what it means. Whatever white conservatives turned it to, you had to turn it into a pejorative to just mean anything. It's not what the fuck it means. We're not using the colonized version of woke. We're not doing that. All right, y'all. So keep liking alive. We're just waiting for someone to come on in. We're just waiting for another person to come on in. If I don't get any other guests, probably within 15 or 20 minutes, I'll just go ahead and end it here, and that'll be the night. And here's another brave keyboard warrior who won't go to the request box and just go ahead and come on in and actually talk to me. Dutty Bookman was a Muslim. I don't think Dutty Bookman was a Muslim. I think Dutty Bookman was but Dutty Bookman practiced voodoo. I don't think he was Muslim. I think he was Muslim before he got to Jamaica. Then he changed over to the African traditional religions. All right, y'alls. We're still waiting. Here we go. K-Dog with the racism. K-Dog with the racism, y'all. All right, y'all. Gonna be on for a few more moments. Just waiting for anybody else to come in. I may join another live if I don't get a lot of guests. All right. Let's see who's up. 504. That's the area code of my country. 504. How's it going? Can I get your name, age, and did you disagree with anything I had on the board?
You can call me Jay.
Jay, how's it going, Jay? Age, and did you disagree with anything I had on the board?
I'm 39. I mean, I kind of disagree with a few things. Sure.
What did you disagree with?
America was never great.
All right.
Why was America never great?
All right, cool. So the way I define greatness of a nation is institutions that are built around pro-social and pro-human principles, right? Which is what America says that they have. It says that it's about liberty, justice for all, equal opportunity for all, et cetera, living the American dream, that type of stuff. You're supposed to build, if that's what your country is about, that's those principles that you live by. You have to build up institutions that provide that to all your citizens as much as possible, especially the ones that are marginalized, without any power in your society. Not only has America not done that, but they've actually built institutions in order to exclude people from that American dream, from equal opportunity for all, from being from having opportunity for all and equal justice, et cetera, et cetera. They've actually built institutions around excluding that from certain people. And many times when we tried to fix it, we fought against it. So, and even till today, we can see that a lot of those institutions still have issues of massive discrimination that have tangible negative results. Because of that, because until we fix those things, America can't be great. It can be, but it's not right now.
You just described it.
What
country is ran that way? Whether they stand by what they say they do, that they do justice for all. What other countries?
All right, so Jay, you're in the matrix, bro. I can't hear a word you're saying.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. What country is, as you just described?
Oh, that's irrelevant because we're talking about America.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I was curious to know if you're comparing to something else, or you say that we are one thing, what country claims to be that way? But okay, yeah. Next one would be.
I'm comparing America to its own principles that it says to live by.
Heard. Okay, fair enough. I mean, when I see it, I was actually about to say, well, compared to back then, even till now, but even with African Americans as well as with Mexican immigrants as well. I mean, the land was built on immigrants, and I mean, I can agree to disagree with certain things, but let's get. I'm not going to be on here long, but I do want to bring up another one here real quick.
You're in the matrix again. What did you say?
Oh, I'm sorry. Reparations for Black Americans. So my question to you would be, were you there?
For what?
What reparations are you due? Is my curiosity. I'm not saying you're great grandfather.
African Americans are.
You do.
Okay, African Americans are
freedom and your justice and your liberty.
Okay, so all right, so Jay, you're in the matrix again, so that's why you can't hear me. All right, so if you ask me was I, I'm not trolling. All right, I really can't hear you. I really can't hear you. You're like muffled. So I gotta mute you for a second because there's a lot of noise there. All right, so your question was I there? I'm not sure was I there for anything. You're probably talking about slavery. I wasn't there for slavery, obviously. But however, African Americans are still owed reparations because of everything that held them back. What I say is that what I've also said was I said to the last guest is that history doesn't happen in a vacuum. These things still affect until today. And when it comes to reparations, I would say it's not only for slavery, but also for Black codes, for Jim Crow, for redlining as well, and for mass lynchings and those things. Those events that were backed by the governments, both state and federal, and backed by private institutions like banks and insurance companies, those things led to the issues that we see today. The contemporary issues that we see within the African American community are all mostly tied to poverty, and African Americans were targeted deliberately for poverty through things like redlining. You see what I'm saying? Because of that the government was involved in damaging the African American community, so they should be the one to fix it. I would say reparations should be handled two ways, not just cash payments, but also institutional changes. Institutional changes are what's going to, in my opinion, increase the status, the economic and social and political status of African Americans in the country. If we have certain institutional changes like education and the criminal justice system. Not only that, those changes would also benefit poor whites, because poor whites are also negatively affected by our education and our criminal justice system. So if we reform those things within reparations, that will also benefit the other poor populations in this country as well. Yeah, you're in the matrix, bro. I can't hear a word you're saying. Barely.
Yeah, I'm going to try to speak into the microphone. Maybe that'll help.
Yes.
All right. So you do realize that African Americans weren't the only ones enslaved, correct?
In the United States, they were.
Nah, I don't believe that's true, because
the Irish weren't slaves.
No, they have French slaves as well.
Where in America?
White French slaves or tan.
Where in America?
French slaves. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, dude, I'm from New Orleans, where slavery was traded. And my grandfather, my great-great-grandfather, was a slave, a French slave. Came on ship just like
All right. So from what I'm seeing here, the French colonial empire maintained an enslaved population in North America, but I'm not seeing anything about French being slaves in America.
Worked well. You never portrayed here, brother. I mean,
yeah, I can't hear a word you're saying, bro.
Female, black, tan, dark, white. You can be white and be a slave.
No, that's not how it was in France. The France had a black code, bro.
Well, but they're also mixed. I mean, we.
All right, this is what I'm gonna need you to do. All right, so Jay, the noise and you being underwater is bothering me. Go ahead and swipe out the app and come back up, please, because I can't hear a word you're saying, man. I cannot hear a word you're saying. You're gonna need to swipe out and come back. You're gonna need to swipe out and come back because I can't hear a word you're saying, bro. All right, y'all. Go ahead and keep liking the live. The last person who was here, I think your name was Sam. For some reason you dropped. Go ahead and come back up. Go ahead and come back up. I'm not sure why you dropped. I was gonna get to you next. But yeah, y'all go ahead and keep liking the live. Professor, I'm not sure what you're asking me here. I don't know what you're asking me. But go ahead and keep liking the live, y'all. We're gonna go try to get some more people in here.
All right, hey, this is Locksmith Jay.
There we go. All right, that's a lot better.
All right, brother.
All right. So yeah, I know the French had slaves, right, but they had black codes as well. Like the French code for slavery was the blacks, the black people and Native Americans. Those were the ones who were enslaved. I'm not saying anything about America itself enslaving French people.
They did. It may not be there, but I mean, you know, it may not be.
Are you talking about indentured servitude? Because that's not slavery.
No, they were slaves, brother. There were slaves here.
You're talking about actual chattel slaves. The way that the black people were?
What's more crazy is this is, you know, I'm mixed, but I'm more Caucasian than I am.
That's fine. But Jay, you have to follow what I'm asking. Are you talking about the same chattel? Your children are also slaves type of slavery. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah. No, I hear you there. So let me ask you this: what are your reparations? What do you feel that you deserve, other than them tricking the North to come down south for 40 acres and a mule, which was just a way to get more slave. I mean, that was just a way to get more people down south. When we took over the Confederacy.
Jay, did you hear everything else that I said about what reparations would be about? Did you hear all that?
I'm sorry. No, I didn't.
Okay. I'm going to say it again. All right. So reparations won't only be for slavery for African Americans. It will also be not just slavery, but also black codes, Jim Crow, redlining, the war on drugs, things that economically, politically, and socially held black African Americans. And we still see the effects of it today, especially when it comes to redlining. Those would be what reparations would be about, not just slavery.
But what would those reparation terms be? Like, what are you trying to get? Compensated in cash, property? Like, what do you want other than institutions and better education and a better highway and a nicer car? Like, I mean, what makes you entitled to receive something that your great-great-grandfather induced or went through in his lifetime that he separated it from happening to his future children, like you yourself?
All so, right, but because again, history doesn't happen in a vacuum. What happens to your grandfather usually affects you, and that's what we see with African Americans.
But keep in mind, if you had 40 acres and a mule, you would own that.
Jay, right? So, African Americans, their grandmothers and grandfathers were redlined, and that led to the poverty that we see today. So that should be repaired, right?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. But
there we go.
I'm trying to figure out how would you want it is my question.
Okay. I would say not just number one, cash payments to families, but after that, institution. What do you mean, what kind of cash? Money?
No. But like, what's the number? Because you got to compare to what a dollar was then and what a dollar is now.
About $125,000 to $200,000, I would say.
Oh wow!
So around that much to African American families. Now there are about 35 to 38 million African American family. Remember, I said families, not individuals.
Yes.
So families, right? So there are heads of households, et cetera, et cetera. So send it to the households. There are about 35, 38 million of those, right?
So you
So if
wouldn't
send it to those
necessarily
households,
get it, would you?
so no, I wouldn't. So when it comes to that, right? It could be sent to households, and if you actually calculate this, excuse me, if it's $125 to $200,000, that's about maybe $7 trillion. You can pay that off in 7 years if you like.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I would say is that institutional changes, like in our education system, what I would say is that every single area that has a high school that was in a red line area, what should happen in those high schools is that there should be a program for every single student to graduate with some sort of trade, you know, LPN, CNA, plumber, welder, CDL, et cetera, cybersecurity, all that, right? The reason for that is because when they become 17 or 18 and graduate from high school and they have a trade in their hands, they'll be able to get directly into the workforce and still be able to go to college. Because a lot of them
being lost.
Exactly. A lot of them will go to college and, you know, waste their time because they're not supposed to be there when they just could have done HVAC, you know what I mean? And make $50,000 out the gate doing HVAC. You know what I'm saying? So if you do that, you'll see what you'll see in these communities is that a lot of them will actually stay in their communities, but they'll end up either buying the homes that they're renting or buying a home in their community and being able to build up the tax base within that community in order to invest into it as well. You see what I'm saying? And not only that, we should change the education system completely across the country. It shouldn't depend on taxes. We need to fund schools equitably, not just through property taxes.
All right, that's fair. I can agree. Look, like I said, I don't want to take too much of your time, but I do want to do one more thing.
Sure.
I do want to ask a little bit about, the faith and these books with no evidence.
Sure.
What do you believe in?
As far as like spirituality goes?
Sure. Yeah. Or whatever you believe in.
No, I don't believe in a God. As far as like the supernatural stuff goes, I don't believe in anything supernatural or any gods. I'm saying that it can exist or it's impossible for it to exist or it doesn't possibly. I'm sure it could, but.
So you believe in like Big Bang evolution, stuff like that?
Correct. Those have the most evidence behind them, so I accept those explanations.
Okay. And then as far as your holy books are not evidence, why
claims?
They are claims. But you do realize that back then, claims were only based. I mean, first off, to even keep evidence like that, you could have been prosecuted, as well as even having death for being claiming to be something like a god, especially on Earth. So, excuse me. Do you think any books are real or evidence?
Like holy books? No, holy books only claim for something. They're not evidence of anything. Like, for example, like the Quran claims that Muhammad split the moon in half.
Yeah,
we have no evidence of the moon ever being split in half. Right. The Bhagavad Gita says that the earth sits on top of a turtle. That's not true. Definitely. You know what I mean? So it's like these things make claims, but are what it's saying actually true? Like, sure, I have no problem with Jesus being a real guy or an amalgamation of 7 different guys. It's not a problem for me, right? I could accept that Jesus was a real guy. Did he actually walk on water, cure a blind man, rise from the dead like a zombie, and then fly up to the sky like Superman? Did those part actually happen? That's what I have an issue with.
Okay. That's okay. Well, I appreciate your time, brother, and God bless you, man.
Yeah, not a problem. Hey, I appreciate you. Have a good night.
For sure.
All right, guys. Once again, I appreciate any conversation that we can have. Y'all go ahead and keep liking that live. I go ahead and click live and sharing it, and we'll go ahead and wait around for anybody else. If anybody who's on the YouTube side wants to talk to me, the link is pinned. I don't have the phone number tonight. May have it tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. Or I'll just bring it back next week. We'll see how that goes. All right. But once again, I appreciate you all. Keep on liking. Hit that like button. Someone is out there saying Jesus is real over on my Facebook. I mean, not my Facebook, my YouTube. Tyrone, the link is pinned. You can go ahead and click on that link. All right, and we're gonna talk to Benjamin Washington.
No. And headed down south to Texas to lay down roots and start a new life.
Benjamin, you there?
M Y space M I S T A K E.
And so she continued to live here. She lived
All right.
or seemed to.
I don't think Benjamin meant to join. There we go. Yeah, Benjamin didn't mean to join. All right. So Benjamin didn't mean to join. All good. All good. We pocket dial sometimes. All good. All right, y'all. So go ahead and keep locking alive. All right. I think I would disagree with the third claim, respectfully speaking. All right. Hordens, if you have TikTok, the link is pinned. Go ahead and click on that link and we can talk about it. Let's see. Tyrone says, I don't see how someone exists, looks at themselves in the mirror, etc. Well, I'm not sure what you're talking about, Tyrone. But anyway, the link is pinned. Go ahead and come on up. All right, we have another guest. All right, so Lucky, is that your name?
Yeah.
All right, how's it going, Lucky? Can I get your age and did you disagree with anything I had on the board?
The faith is unreliable for truth. I have some contention with that.
All right, sure. The reason why I say faith is unreliable, actually, let me get your age first.
25.
Gotcha. All right, cool. So the reason why I say age is unreliable for to finding truth is because you can take something 100% on faith and be correct, and you could take 100% on faith and be wrong, like the ancient Egyptians who thought that the sun was Amun-Ra sitting up in his bed. It's not, but they believed that on faith. They built temples and pyramids to him, right? But that was all about faith. You see what I'm saying? So since faith is essentially a coin flip at that point, I don't think it's reliable. Why would you say it is?
Do you plan on waking up tomorrow?
Yeah, sure.
Do you know that you're going to wake up tomorrow?
No.
Do you plan on waking up any day after tomorrow?
Yep.
And do you know that you're going to do that?
Nope.
All right. So you're putting faith in unempirical evidence that you're going to wake up tomorrow because you're planning on waking up tomorrow. You believe that?
No, I have empirical evidence that I'm going to wake up tomorrow. Number one, I have no health issues. Number two, I don't live in an area where people break into your house and kill you. And number three, just according to my living homeostasis, right? Like that's what happens. Your body goes to sleep and it wakes up. I have no reason to believe that a plane is going to crash into my apartment building and kill me and my wife, right? So what is not really faith. All the empirics says that I'm going to wake up tomorrow, unless some miracle by something happens and the cops break into my house because they think I'm a major drug dealer, but I don't sell drugs. So why would they do that? Yeah, I mean, I have no reason to believe something like that would happen. So unless there's some sort of other thing that would tell me that I'm not going to wake up, all the empiricism shows that I will wake up.
No, first of all, okay, that I don't mean like you literally like waking up, like just not being able like to have a good sleep in your day. Like it's just like throughout your day, you don't know if you're going to live for the entire day tomorrow or for the entire day after that, but you still plan for those moments. But I'm saying like you still plan for those moments. You don't know if you're going to reach those moments. You could die at any point in between the time that you say that you're going to do it and that time that you said you were going to do it. Anytime between those two periods of time, you could die, but you still plan for it. And you plan for it because you believe that you're going to do so off of unempirical evidence. You could get hit by a bus. Somebody could shoot you walking to work. Somebody could crash into you in a car crash. A lot of things happen. A lot of things happen. You have no idea what can happen. So all I'm doing is I'm defending people's ability to have faith in unempirical things because we do it every day.
I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have faith or can't have faith. I'm saying that's unreliable, and you just show me why it is, because I don't know if I'm gonna die tomorrow. Now I still plan for things for next week. I still plan to go see my doctor in 2 weeks because I plan to live for the next 2 weeks. But yeah, I could die before then. That doesn't mean I shouldn't plan to go see my doctor.
Of course. Right, of course. So so my main contention is I'm defending faith as a concept that's beneficial for humans in general. And so while it is, I guess you would say unreliable, it's regarding like you can't completely say that this is going to happen. You can use faith you maneuver, you plan off faith, you plan off your faith. And we wouldn't live life if we didn't plan off our own faith on what we believe about our own realities. Like we would not be able to live life.
We plan off a caution, bro. We plan out of necessity.
We're lenient. We're not a survivability.
We are 100% about survivability. Like that's been shown in psychology and neurology and all that. We're 100 because we lived off of surviving for 100,000 years. It's not
right. Yeah. No,
now.
We used to, but we're in a more lenient society where we don't necessarily have to fight for our food anymore. So
no, of course. But what I'm saying is that we always plan ahead just because of those reasons, right? Because things are going to, like, I could still live in the next 2 weeks. So if we just spend day by day not planning for anything, there are people who live like that. Actually, they go things day by day. There's no planning for next week or next month. But we don't.
I don't mean planning in that specific, like, oh, I'm going to do this. You just believe that you're going to wake up the next day type planning. Like because we the reason why we believe that is because there's no evidence to show that's gonna that the opposite will happen. So that's all. But the thing which you're missing my point there is that first of all, okay, I guess we can agree here is that it is unreliable to say whether or not you will live tomorrow. There is no truth about whether or not you will live for the entirety of that day tomorrow. Nothing.
Correct. That's correct.
Right.
We can't do that.
Right. So we wake up every day that we wake up. We believe that we're going to live out the rest of the day, even if they don't plan for the day like they put, like, I'm going to do this tomorrow. I'm going to do this tomorrow. They still do things like they are going to live tomorrow. Everybody does. And survivability is based off that belief because we want to live I guess their old ways they wanted to live, to reproduce. And they also probably had some type of beliefs about the world around them. But something about them living they wanted to live. They believed that they were going to live. So they believed that based on unempirical claims. And that's perfectly fine.
But that's not unempirical. We still wake up every day, right? We just don't know if we're going to live the whole.
You're going to. You have no idea.
Right, of course. But evidence doesn't show up that you're not going to live.
It doesn't show up that you are.
Yeah, it does. We wake up.
No, it doesn't.
I woke up yesterday and the day before that. That's evidence.
But that's because it was proven to you then. You don't know if you're going to wake up tomorrow, so you can't.
Right.
If you're planning on that, planning on that.
But lucky again, there is no evidence that I won't wake up tomorrow. There's no evidence.
There's no evidence that you will.
Right. So what are we going back and forth about?
No, my point is that whether we can agree that it's unreliable, I'm defending faith as a concept because we have faith in things. Because faith is important. It's why we live.
No, it's not.
We reason our own existence, and we reason it through faith by what we believe about.
That's not the reason why I live.
You live based on things that you believe that matter.
Yeah, I live off of things that matter, like my wife. I don't believe that matters. You believe that matters. I don't believe my wife. I don't believe my wife exists. She does exist. I don't believe. No,
you believe she matters. You believe she matters.
No, she empirically matters.
You can't say that.
Why would I marry her?
What intrinsic property about the universe necessitates her?
None.
Okay, thank you. Exactly. So because there's no intrinsic value about the universe that necessitates her.
Lucky. She matters to me. Doesn't she?
Yeah, you believe, but okay, you believe that so you know the emotion that you have towards her, you believe that matters.
Yeah, it does because it makes me do stuff, doesn't it?
Right. Yeah. Wait. But why?
Why does it make you do stuff? Because that's the way that humans evolve, bro.
No,
we're social species. That's the way we evolve.
Come on now.
Lucky. Slow down. Listen, the way we evolved is to form bonds with other people in our community. That's how humans are.
Because we believe those bonds.
Hold on. That's how humans are. That's how we survived. Evolution demands that because we're a social species, we're going to care about our offspring and people that we mate with. Chimpanzees do the same thing, bro. They care about the people.
In those.
Look, lucky. I don't believe in love. You can actually check out love that was in my brain.
You can.
It's called chemicals, bro.
Yeah, that's not love. Chemicals aren't love. No,
love is literally a chemical.
Love is not a chemical. Emotional connection is a chemical. Love is not.
Love is a chemical.
No, it's not.
You want me to look? You want me to Google this for you right now?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, so love chemical. All right, love chemicals are neurotransmitters and hormones, primarily oxydopamine and neurophreniine, that drive attraction and bonding and euphoria, known as the love hormone.
Right.
So yeah.
Wait.
Loves are chemicals. Bro.
Wait. Look
love
up
is a chemical.
love. Wait. Look up love.
Yeah.
Love is a philosophical concept.
I understand that love is also a philosophical concept.
Do you understand it?
That's not what. Lucky, you need to chill. I'm not gonna fight for my own life, bro. I understand that there's philosophies around love. It's like the philosophies around beauty. I get that, bro. It's not what I'm arguing.
I'm saying that you have your own philosophy about the love that you have for your wife, and it drives you because you love your wife.
Of course I do.
Wait, and okay, with that, you believe in that love, and even then, you still believe in your marriage enough to stay every day. You plan for your marriage every day because you believe in her based on unempirical data.
No, there's not unempirical data.
You can change any day.
Lucky, there's not based on unempirical data because she's shown me every single day who she was. If she was a woman who beats on me, then I wouldn't be with her.
She could change tomorrow.
Lucky, chill. Lucky, chill. You need to be quiet. There is no evidence that she will change tomorrow. So it's unempirical.
There's no evidence
to say,
she won't.
Shut up. There is no evidence that she will change tomorrow. All right. All right, bro. I think we're done. You have no idea how to control yourself. You have no idea how to control yourself. Are you going to control yourself?
I got you.
So we actually have a conversation?
Well, yeah, but you're going to say, I'm saying.
Shut up. So there is no evidence that my wife is going to beat me tomorrow. So I can't. Bundy, you need to mute yourself. Loud ass background. There is no evidence that my wife is going to beat me tomorrow, right? So why would I go off the assumption that she will? There will be no reason for that.
There'd be no reason that she. Okay, you don't know what's going to happen to her tomorrow. You have no idea. Do you? Do you know what's going to happen to your wife tomorrow? Okay, so do you plan on being with her for a long time, right?
Of course I do.
You don't know what's going to happen in the span of 10 years, in the span of 20 years, but you still plan on being with her for a long time, right?
Of course.
But beyond those time frames?
Beyond those time frames, I plan to be with her until I die.
That's belief.
No, it's just planning.
That's belief based on belief.
I have no evidence that I'm going to die tomorrow, so I'm going to plan for tomorrow.
You have no evidence that you're going to live for tomorrow, so you're planning off empirical data.
I'm planning off empirical data because I have no evidence. No empirical. I have no evidence that I'm going to die tomorrow. You never know
when you're going to die.
My friend, listen, Lucky. You need to understand how empirics works. It works on evidence. If we don't have any evidence that I'm going to die, why would I not plan to live? Because the opposite of dying is living, correct? So I have no evidence that I will die. So why would I not plan? This is stupid. This is very, very stupid. You work off of evidence, bro. That's how empirics works. You need to work off the evidence that you have. The evidence that I have is that I'm not going to die tomorrow. So yeah, I plan for tomorrow. I could be wrong. My plans could be wrong, but I'm still going to plan for it because I have no evidence that I will die tomorrow. We're past our time. All right, Bundy, what do you want, bro?
You know I want all the smoke. You're not gonna run this time?
I didn't run last time. You just you were just too stupid to keep up. But anyway, go ahead and go on for the next one. What's your next one?
Fam, all right. So let's just get to common ground, because if we having a discussion, you can't get mad that the other person is not agreeing with you. Who that is?
So Bundy, my issue. Hold on, be quiet. My issue was not about you agreeing with me or not. My issue was not about you agreeing with me or not. My issue was constant interruptions and not providing evidence of your claims. And then when I provided evidence of my claims, you would try to make up some sort of wild accusation or wild scenario. That's not how discussions work, bro. You need to come with evidence of your claims. You don't just make up shit on the fly. And that's what I got frustrated with you for. Hold on, Bundy. Let me finish. That's what I was telling you last time. This is exactly what exactly what you were doing. Like, for example, when I brought up the fact that when it comes to black spending, it's I brought up two studies. one from a private institution and one from the Bureau of Labor Statistics that showed that the majority of blacks spending goes towards necessities like housing and food. You then brought up that black people do drugs and they're probably going to be spending 60% of their income on that, which is stupid. That's not how that works, bro. You need to actually hold on. No, I'm not listening. Hold on. Stop.
Okay,
I'm not
go
finished.
ahead.
You need to actually show evidence of your claim. If you're going to say that black people spend their money recklessly, what data do you have? Saying that, the black people I'm around spend recklessly doesn't mean anything, because I can say the exact opposite. The black people I'm around do not spend recklessly. So which one of us will be right in that scenario? You need to actually have evidence.
I would
and
be
the
right.
evidence that I have, the evidence that I point out to you, which is data, shows that I'm correct. So what data do you have to show that you are correct? You cannot say that's what I just see. What's the data?
You told me out your own mouth that things like drugs and cash purchases cannot be put into data, right?
Not just cash. No, cash purchases can be put into data. I'm talking about things like
so you're
drugs.
trying to tell me
no one tracks that.
So you're trying to tell me when a black person walks into Gucci,
this
to
is my
buy
problem.
a Gucci with
Bundy,
cash.
this is my problem. This was exactly what's my problem, bro. You're interrupting. You're actually not listening to what I'm saying.
But
cash,
you already was
cash. No, let me finish.
Go ahead.
Cash transactions can be tracked because cash transactions can be tracked. All right, it's done by either government agencies or private institutions like the one that I gave you.
So you're trying to tell me, you're trying to tell me somebody's tracking my cash transaction?
Stop, bro. Stop. This is what I was talking about last time.
But I'm saying you gotta make it make sense.
I'm trying to. You keep interrupting.
Okay.
When these people do these studies,
yeah,
a lot of them are actually self-report when they want to know how much luxuries you spend on. A lot of things are actually self-report. They go by receipts. They go by what is told. And when it comes
when I go to the store,
I wasn't done.
Okay. I just want to make it make sense.
It's not when you go to the store. It's essentially a university calls you up and say, we're doing a study on this. Would you like to be part of it? You say yes, and you keep track of your purchases and you send the data to them. That's how they collect the data. This actually was studied on how much do black people spend on luxuries. Now, what was found is that black people actually do spend a higher amount on luxuries than other people. But what was also in that study was showed that the luxuries that we spent on were still necessities because they were hair care products.
Not true.
You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So you saying that is not true. Where's your data for that?
All right. So what you were saying was that we spend money on necessities, right? And you're trying to tell me that when I make a cash transaction at a store, it is being tracked. A cash transaction.
Bro, Jesus Christ.
Hold on.
It's like you didn't listen to a word I said.
Wait, but I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question.
I already explained it.
Make you reiterate it,
Bundy.
so everybody that's watching can understand.
Bundy, I already stated this, bro. When it comes to things like cash, what happens when it comes to things like cash, what the people who do track it are the ones who actually do the studies on what people are spending on.
And they track it by calling people.
They don't track by calling people. What they do is they call you.
That's what you just said.
Bro, Bundy, you're not listening. What I said was they call people, they ask them to be part of the study, the people agree, and those people send their transactions, their data to these companies, to the private institutions. They send their receipts, et cetera, et cetera. They send all that to the institutions, and then they track the cash. That's how that works.
So they contact a certain small group of people, right?
No,
and they do because they're not contacting millions of people to make this analysis, right?
No analysis works like that. They contact.
So they contact a small group of people, right?
No, they contact
and they make their analysis on it.
Right. They contact the sample size. What they do is that they what they do. Hold on, Bundy.
I'm telling you,
Bundy, hold on.
Millions of
Bundy,
people,
you need to hold on.
We was basing this off of the pandemic.
Okay. Listen to what I'm saying. The way that studies work is that they get sample sizes essentially. and a sample size is something that's comparable to the population. There's no way to call millions of people. That's not what's going to happen. What will be in a sample size? What will be in a sample size is at least 80 to 90,000 people. Sometimes 50 to 90,000 people is a sample size, meaning that with these 50 to 90,000 people, this is how we can tell the general population moves. That's what they do.
Right.
So when they've done that, every single time they've shown that black people spend the majority of their income on necessities. Every single time. You can go from government studies to any private institutional study to university studies. All of them show that black people spend their money on necessities. And remember, the government studies are hold on, Bundy. The government studies are millions of people. You know that, right?
Were chosen for this.
Hold on, Bundy. You understand that the government study is everyone. That's millions of people. It's all black people in those studies. You know that, right?
Right. I'm pretty sure it should be. That would only make sense.
Cool. All right. So if the government one, the one that tracks everybody, the one that's millions of people, if it shows that the majority of income is on necessities, you literally have no argument here.
Yeah, no, I do have an argument because you said these cash transactions can't be tracked. So how can somebody tell me, how can you put in analysis that if somebody takes $5,000 out the bank and goes to Gucci, which a lot of people were doing in the pandemic, we were spending a lot of money on luxury bullshit, not necessities. We're spending a lot of money on luxury bullshit, and that's a fact.
Bundy,
how can you track that?
Bundy, no one denied that people were spending on bullshit during the
You
pandemic.
denied it.
No, I didn't. I didn't deny that.
Yes, you did.
You're just not listening. You're not listening, Bundy. This is my issue with you. You don't listen, bro.
So you denied it.
I never said, no, I didn't.
You try to say majority of them were spending money on necessities.
On necessities.
Where? No, there was not.
So Bundy,
majority of that money got spent on what it wasn't supposed to be spent on.
I'm not talking about pandemic money. I'm talking about
that's where the argument has started from.
No, it didn't. It started
it did.
on no, it didn't. It started on the income of black people. Because you said that reparations shouldn't happen because if we get reparations, we'll spend all of it on bullshit. What I'm saying is that when black people get income,
no.
Hold on, Bundy. Let me finish. Bundy,
wait.
No. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, dude. No. When I'm talking, that's where the argument started from, dude. It started from reparations. You said that we will spend most of it on bullshit because of what you saw during the pandemic. That's what you said.
That's exactly what would happen.
Okay, it is not because according to government studies, the majority of people spend their income on necessities, not luxuries.
So what would happen if black people receive reparations, and how much reparations do you think black people should receive?
Well, what happened if black people receive reparations is that people would go back to school or pay off their debts. And the reason why I know that is because there's already been pilot programs.
So we can't do that without reparations?
Let me finish. The reason why I know that is because there are pilot programs that started in Georgia and California. What they did was gave a group of people, it was black people specifically, because there were single mothers, there were homeless people. They gave them $1,000, no questions asked. Just $1,000, just gave it to them. $1,000 cash, no questions asked. What these people did was pay off debts. They went back to school. They found places to live. They even worked overtime.
Do that without reparations?
Bundy, let me finish, bro. They even worked overtime. Right. So the extra money that they got didn't go to just bullshit, right? Now, I understand that during the pandemic, a lot of people was just flashing the money and spending it on bullshit. No one denies that, bro. I didn't deny that either. No one denies that. I understand that. What I'm talking about is the actual spending habits and the actual, what I'm talking about is the actual spending habits when it comes to income, inflows and outflows. When black people get their money, when they get paid by their jobs, when they get paid by their work, what do they actually spend it on? And every single research that we have shows that they spend it on necessities.
Right.
And so when it comes to reparations, if black people were to get an extra $50,000 to $100,000,
we're spending all our money on necessities, why do we need reparations?
Because of the wealth gap, and because that the government, because of the wealth gap, number one, and because number two, Because of the wealth gap, number one.
Between
and because
who?
number two,
White
shut
and
up.
black, or?
Because
Like,
of the
I'm trying to
wealth
see
gap,
between
number one.
who?
Let me finish my sentence first, bro. Stop doing that. Control yourself.
Okay.
Number one, because of the wealth gap. And number two, because the government damaged the African American community. So they should be the one to repair that. When it comes to the wealth gap is between whites and blacks. White people have white families have white households, I should say, have an average wealth of $125,000.
Okay.
Black households have an average wealth of $5,000.
So
that
that's
was
the
done
government's
on
fault?
purpose. Yes.
How?
100%.
You gonna say
Redlining, like I
redlining?
said. Yes.
Come on. Redlining can be your excuse for all the black problems in the world.
Bundy.
When are you gonna stop complaining about it?
Bundy, the reason why white people have that wealth, white households have that wealth, is because of home ownership. What happened during redlining?
So black people don't own homes? Because I own
That's not
6.
what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying, Bundy.
I own
understand
6.
that black.
I don't cry or complain
and
about
my
the
dad
government.
owns 2. Who cares?
Okay,
What I'm not. That's not what I'm saying.
I don't cry
Bundy,
and complain
slow
about the government.
Bundy, chill,
what is
bro.
reparations gonna
Listen,
do for you?
dog. You
If the
gotta shut up.
government don't like us, why cry to them?
All right. So the reason why white people have this much wealth is because of home ownership. During redlining, black people were largely not allowed to own homes. And when they were allowed to own homes, they had higher interest rates, which caused higher foreclosure, or they were not as appraised as higher as the white homes. Basically, they were appraised discriminatorily. Like a white person, their house was appraised for $200,000, while a black person's house was appraised for like 50. That was happening all throughout redlining, right? And because of that, because of redlining,
how long you gonna
see the
cry
wealth gap.
about that?
This is my problem before, bro. You're not actually addressing the point here. You're not actually addressing the point. You just keep interrupting.
Yeah, I am addressing.
This is my problem. This is my problem. But I'm gonna put you on mute again. This is my problem. Every single time where I'm bringing up a point where I'm trying to have a discussion with you, you do not engage with it.
You don't let nobody speak more than.
Be quiet. You do not engage with it. I'm asking you to actually. No, stop. I'm asking you to actually. I'm trying to give you a chance here to actually engage and have this conversation. I'm asking you to actually engage here. Redlining was one of the most destructive things that happened to black people in this country. It caused the projects. You're from the same hood I'm from. You saw what it caused. That happened because of redlining. So the question then becomes, if the government caused that,
So why did I make?
Why
it up?
should they not? If the government caused that problem, why should they not fix it?
If the problem was so bad, why did I make it up?
You need to answer my question first.
Why do I have 6 properties?
Bundy, answer my question first.
Why does redlining not affect me?
Bundy, answer my question
and
first.
I'm a black man.
Answer my question first, Bundy.
But what's your question?
That shows me that you're not listening.
You
The
asking
government,
me, like,
the government.
why doesn't it affect me?
Bundy,
You're bringing it up.
That's
but
not.
why
That's
don't
not.
it affect me?
Bundy, you gotta shut up for a second, dude. Yes, you from the same hood I'm from.
Yes,
you
it
saw
don't
the
affect
damage,
me.
bro. Shut up for a second.
And it didn't affect your dad.
Shut up for a second, dude.
Make it make sense.
You saw. Shut up for a second. You saw the damage that redlining caused to Little Haiti, to Overtown, to places in Detroit, to St. Louis. That's the damage that redlining caused. So why shouldn't the government fix the damage that they caused?
Because it's not their problem.
How is it not their problem if these issues cause crime, these issues cause drugs, these issues cause addiction? Poverty causes all these issues.
I made it out.
I understand you made it out. So did I.
How did your dad make it out?
My dad made it out because he was a respiratory therapist. My mom was a nurse. That's how he made it out.
Okay.
So when it comes to, hold on, let me just finish.
Why complain?
Let me finish. Shut
Why
up. Shut up. Be quiet for a second. The problem is that you're looking at exceptions, not the rules. So the majority of people, you're an exception, and so am I. The majority of people in poverty will remain in poverty because of the education that they receive. The education.
So what makes me an exception?
So what made you an exception is the fact that you literally made it out. So the fact of the matter is
so
that most people.
I did something that nobody else could do.
That's not what I said. The fact that you made it out is the fact that you're an exception. Most people, no matter what race they are, if they start in poverty, they will end up in poverty. That's how this system works. What I'm advocating for is to change that. No one who starts in poverty should stay in there.
So the government should change that.
The government has to change that. They're the not only are the main ones who cause it, but there could be the main one who can actually fix it. Because no amount of charity is going to fix poverty.
Why is it the government's responsibility to fix our problems?
They're not fixing our problem. Poverty is.
You're saying they are.
Bundy, no, I didn't. That's not what I said. Be quiet, Bundy. I hold them accountable for making black people deliberately poor, which is what they did. That's what I hold them accountable for. Okay. Now, when it comes to internal issues within the black community,
the Haitian government did it too.
Bundy, be quiet.
The Jamaican government did it too.
Bundy. This was my issue with you last time. You gotta stop interrupting. You ask me a question, when I'm answering, you interrupt. You gotta stop doing that, bro.
I got you.
When it comes to the, here in America, right? The government deliberately targeted black people for poverty. That's what happened. So because they deliberately targeted us for poverty and they made us poor, and we see the results of that poverty, that's why it's on them to fix it. They broke it. They have to buy it.
Poor white people than poor black people in this country.
You're proving
crazy.
my point. You're proving my point. Because what did I say? I said that poverty is not just a black problem. It's not just a people problem. It's a societal problem. So because it's a societal problem, and the government is the one who runs the society, they have to address it. No amount of private charity is going to stop. Is going to help that. Like I can go out there.
You're not speaking about a black issue.
I'm not. It's not. Well, when it comes to this, right? I'm talking about specifically for black people.
But we're talking about reparations.
Yeah, of course, Bundy, chill. You're conflating two different things. Listen. That's what I'm saying. When it comes to black, listen. You're conflating. Listen to me. Just listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to reparations and everything like that, yeah, I'm talking directly about black people. But when it comes to poverty in itself, what I'm saying is that black people were deliberately made poor. But when it comes to
poverty, the white people be poor?
When it comes to poverty itself, that's a societal issue.
So why do we have poor white people?
The reason why we have poor white people is literally because of capitalism. Capitalism requires an underclass. So some people are not going to win.
So capitalism affects white people and the government affects black people.
No, it affects no, it's both. It's both. Capitalism affects white people, the government and capitalism affects black people.
You look like you're skating on ice over there.
What do you mean?
You're skating on ice over there. You look like you're slipping and falling. I don't know what you're saying.
So Bundy, let me. Hold on. Stop. Bundy, I'm gonna repeat myself. I'm gonna repeat myself.
Go ahead.
Repeat myself. Capitalism affects white people. The government and capitalism affects black people.
Oh, okay. So capitalism. So what's wrong with capitalism? You're against it?
Yeah. At least the way that we do it, I'm against it.
You're against capitalism. You're against everybody working hard for themselves and getting their own stuff.
That's not the only thing in capitalism. Capitalism is about a private owner owning something for profit.
But capitalism brings more jobs than any other system ever.
Capitalism has increased production. I do agree with that. But and capitalism
was
needed for a while.
A communist, socialist?
I'm a socialist. Okay, but yeah, capitalism does increase production. I don't deny that. Even Marx said that. Marx pointed out that capitalism does increase production. But what's going on now is right now we have an issue of exploitation within capitalism. We're in the late stage capitalism. We have things like planned obsolescence, enshittification. Basically putting profit over the help of people. That's profit over the well-being of people. I said help. I'm sorry. So profit over the well-being of people is an actual problem. You'll see companies do horrible things just to make some money. The best example of this is the Ford Pinto.
You cool? That's cool. That's cool. The church do some horrible things to get money. So
that's to each his own.
To each his own. I mean, and I know you don't believe in God and stuff like that. So yeah, let's leave the reparations because you said there is no good evidence for a God.
No.
No evidence for a God. So how do you think you got here?
My parents had sex back in 1986, and I was born in 1987.
I got that part, but how you think you got here as a species? How did the planets get here?
Oh, like how did humanity become the species? Like we evolved.
Yeah.
We evolved from prior organisms.
Like what? Apes?
Well, we are apes, but we evolved from
we
prior
what?
organisms.
That is true.
You said we what?
Apes. Humans are apes.
Humans are apes.
Humans are apes. Yeah.
We're apes.
Yeah.
So
we're in
we
the ape
evolved
family.
from apes.
Well, we are apes. We evolved
hold on.
from prior ape-like ancestors.
Okay, so why did they stop evolving?
Who stopped evolving?
Why did the apes stop evolving? Why didn't they producing more humans?
Because the thing is, evolution is not a goal, right? Like we're not the goal of evolution. That's not how that works. We just became the dominant species of the planet, but we're not a goal. Evolution is not a ladder. That's number one. But number two, hold on, let me finish. But number two, we're actually still evolving. Like we had because our environment hasn't changed for all these thousands of years, and people who live in environments who have changed, you can see the evolution in those places as well. Like for example, there are humans right now that are born without wisdom teeth because we live in an environment right now where we need wisdom teeth. There's a group of people over in the Pacific Ocean who are born with more webbed hands and webbed feet and not only that, they can hold their breath for like 15 minutes underwater because they live in raw water. All these shows adaptations to your environment, which kind of proves evolution.
Okay, so you trying to tell me that you came from a monkey?
We all came from
no, not we all, because you believe that, which is a belief, because it's not no fact.
It's a fact. We have evidence.
Hold on, wait, hold on. The evolution theory is still a theory. It is not a fact.
Hold on. What do you think? It is not a fact. What do you think a scientific theory is?
It is still a theory.
Bundy, chill.
Hold on, what I'm saying though, you gotta speak how it's supposed to speak. You can't.
I know.
Just say
Bundy, relax. Bundy, relax.
Okay.
Relax. Scientific theories are facts, my friend.
Scientific theory. It's a theory, nigga. What is a theory?
I'm not talking about a theory that we talk about in colloquial language between me and you.
What is a theory,
Bundy, listen,
break
bro.
It down.
Bundy, you have to listen to me. Listen, bro. There's a difference between the way you're using theory and the way that science uses theories. Those are two different things. Scientific theory is something different from a regular theory like you and me will have. Like I have a theory of, aliens or some shit. That's different. Yeah, I mean, science, the way that science uses theory, when they use a scientific theory, it means something completely different. I'll read it with you right now. A scientific theory is a comprehensive, well-established explanation of natural phenomena built upon extensive evidence, testing, and observation. Unlike a guess, hold on, wait, listen.
It does not say fact.
Listen. Hold on. Unlike a guess, it acts as a framework that explains why or how something happens, often unifying multiple laws and hypotheses. So what do you call Bundy? Are you able to hear? Are you able to listen?
Fact.
All right, Bundy. I'm gonna need you to pause. I need you to pause real quick and stay on mute. Are you actually able to hear what everything that we're saying and comprehend? You need to actually comprehend what I'm actually trying to say. Stop being a reactionary, bro.
We ain't come from monkeys.
Stop being a reactionary, please. For the sake of this conversation, I'm asking you because I don't want to drop you again. I'm asking you for the sake of this conversation, stop being a reactionary and listen. All right,
let's make it 30-second answers then. You talk for a long time.
I know I talk for a long time because these things require a long explanation, and you have
let's a cut it to 30 seconds.
Shut up, bro. You need a serious comprehensive evaluation. You do not know how to comprehend things.
You don't know how to comprehend. You don't know shit. You dumb.
That's all you got? That's it?
No, we don't come from monkeys.
I seem to know a lot more than you.
No, you don't. We're
not apes. We're not apes. We're not apes.
Stupid.
So Bundy, we're not apes. We're not apes, right?
We're not.
Okay.
We're not. That's a theory.
What's this?
Bring me a fact.
Hey, what's this?
That's a hand.
That's a hand.
That's a hand.
Do chimpanzees have that?
So what?
So that makes us related, friend.
that makes us related to chimpanzees because they have a hand and we have a hand. You gotta be the dumbest motherfucker in the world.
But
because I'm Haitian and you Haitian, that means we related.
Bundy, shut up. Bundy, shut up.
I'm Haitian and you Haitian.
Bundy, shut up. Bundy, shut up. We can be. We actually can be. We actually can be. We actually can be. We actually can be. You know why?
No, we're not.
You know why? All right, shut up. Shut up for a second. You know why? Because we all descended from the same stock of people, didn't we? So there's possibly somewhere in our lineage.
Everybody on Earth came from the same people.
There's somewhere in our lineage where me and you actually can be related. It's number one. Number two, when it comes to a scientific theory, well-established, extensive evidence and observation. What do you call those?
So why is it still a theory and not a fact?
Because that's how science works, bro. And science,
no,
things
that's graduate. Not how it works.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You don't know what you're talking about then.
The sky is blue. That's a motherfucking fact, not a theory.
The sky doesn't have a theory to it. Gravity does. Gravity is a theory. You know gravity is a theory?
What's the theory about gravity? Tell me.
No, I'm telling you, gravity is a theory.
What's the theory about gravity? Tell me the theory. Give it to me in the theory, the way the theory is given.
All right, sure.
Because I'm telling you, us coming from monkeys, that's a fucking theory. That's a bullshit.
All right, cool. The theory of gravity. Gravity is a fundamental physical interaction with theories evolving from Newton's concept of force attracting mass over distance to Einstein's general relativity. Are you saying that general relativity is not true? It's not a fact?
No, I'm not saying that it's not true.
All right, general relativity is a theory.
I'm not saying that it's not true.
General relativity is a theory.
General relativity is a theory?
Yes.
How the hell is it a theory? So gravity is
again, because no, hold on, listen, Bundy, listen to what I'm saying.
Is a theory?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
How?
Listen to what my God.
How?
Shut up for a second and I will tell you.
Is gravity not keeping you on the ground right now?
Shut up for a second and I will tell you.
How is it a theory?
Shut up for a second and I will tell you.
Okay, tell me. And really tell me.
Shut up for a second and I will tell you. What theories are is an explanation of why things happen. That's what scientific theories are about. You need to learn what a scientific theory is. A scientific theory is why or how something happens. So
it's a fucking hypothetical guess.
Okay, yeah, bro. This is a waste of time.
Bro.
No, this is a waste of time. You're too stupid for this conversation. This is a waste of time.
Can I speak in this? If that's okay.
Are you at least 18 and did you disagree with anything I have on the board?
I haven't really read all of it yet.
Okay, give me a second. Professor, are you at least 18 and did you disagree with anything I have on the board?
Yeah.
Great. A true Canadian, are you at least 18 and did you disagree with something I had on the board?
Well, I disagreed with your belief of socialism.
Gotcha. Not a problem. Ari, can you go ahead and ask your question real quick? And if it'll be a long conversation, I gotta move to Professor first. All right, but go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, so it's not necessarily a question I have to have, and I actually agree with everything on the board.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, I don't agree with the monkey theory now.
Okay, cool. We can get to that. All right, Professor, what did you disagree with?
That faith is not reliable for truth.
Yeah, I don't think it's reliable, and I think I explained why you were here. You can take something 100% on faith and it'd be right, but you can also take it 100% on faith and be wrong, right? So if faith is going to be a coin flip, then it's not going to be reliable for you to find truth. You need something more than just going on off of faith.
But faith is like, my bad. Faith is like a lot of people think faith is without evidence. It's not without evidence. It's without complete evidence. It's without certainty. Like, I don't believe certainty exists in this life. I don't think we can get to certainty.
Okay, yeah, sure. But at the end of the day, if you have evidence, then you don't need faith then, right? Because you have evidence.
But you can have incomplete evidence or like...
Yeah, evidence can be incomplete, and I think it leans this way. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's what faith is.
Got you. But that's not reliable for you to get to the truth. How do you get to the truth of the matter?
You get more evidence, and then like faith doesn't stay faith. It becomes, but it begins as faith. It does begin as faith. Like if it's like my thing about God, right? Like I think it's like I would say it's more likely that a God exists than a God doesn't exist. But as I go through my life and I experience more things, and I've only been a Christian for like what 4 years. It's becoming more evident as I go into like physics and things like that. Like, yeah, this isn't random or this isn't that. So it can start out as faith, but then it can build more. As you get more faith, you build more confidence.
What you just talked about was but what you just said is just simply confirmation bias. You've already believed something, so and everything that you learn after that just confirms the belief. You just repackage it. That's confirmation bias. That's not really evidence, or I'm not sure that's
confirmation
faith.
Bias is how we go anywhere.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's absolutely.
No, it's not. Things can go against things can go on against your bias, and if there's evidence against your bias, then maybe you should change your what you believe, right?
Correct. If there's something against my bias, but sometimes your bias is confirmed, and sometimes that's correct. And
no,
confirmation
bias. What confirmation bias is basically anything, any evidence that comes along. You search out things that confirm what you already believe. And any evidence that or any new information that you get, you simply repackage it into your belief in the first place. Like if you already went in believing that there's a God that controls everything, all you're gonna look at physics and say, "Oh, God must be controlling the leptons or something." But there's no evidence that a God even exists in the first place.
But there we can go. But we make inferences to the most likely conclusion too.
But
like
how is it like? But you've already.
I can set my belief on the side and do actual scientific research.
Yeah, all of us can do that. What I'm saying is that if you're already going in saying that with a belief in God, anything that you find is just going to reinforce that. Well, and that's what confirmation bias is. You need to actually show that a God exists in the first place. You just kind of assume one exists, and then when you go do scientific research, oh, this means God then.
No. Because did you understand what I said when I make that inference? Like, I think that a God is more likely than not. It's probabilistic, right?
What are you comparing the probabilities to, though? Because we
comparing the probabilities to what a non-intentional world would be versus an intentional world would be, or intentional universe.
We don't have that. There's no way to.
We have viruses that, if they continue to evolve, they are non-intentional completely. They're 100, but we have bacteria that have not intention, but they have like a proto-intent. They can move towards a thing.
That's not what you said. You said what a non-intentional world would be and what an intentional world would be. There's no way we can hold on, but that's not a world. There's no way we can do what you're saying. Because how do you know the difference between a world that has intention and a world that doesn't?
We can look at viruses. We can look at reference within our thing that don't
viruses
have
don't show
things that don't have
viruses don't show what's intentional or what's not, bro.
Viruses show.
We only live on. Hold on.
Wait,
listen.
Let's define
hold on.
intention first.
Professor.
Let's define intention.
Hold on. Wait. Listen. We only live on this planet. This is the only planet we've ever lived on. So if we only lived on this planet, you can't compare it to a planet that's non-intentional, because you don't know if this planet is intentional. What are you comparing it to?
But I can compare intentional life to non-intentional life, can I not?
No.
Why not?
What the hell is non-intentional life?
Viruses.
What do you mean viruses are non-intentional life?
Viruses do not do anything in the environment. They wait for the environment to meet conditions for it. A virus will sit on a table for 1 million years and not do a single thing. It won't move left, it won't move right, it won't do anything until something interacts with it. A bacteria will move towards sugar. A bacteria has directedness. The substrate has to have directedness for directedness to evolve.
Yeah, somewhere. But viruses are not really alive, or not really something that we recognize as being alive.
They metabolize, they reproduce.
Viruses?
Yes.
Okay, so all right, so you're saying that viruses are alive, but they're not intentional.
Yes.
I'm not sure what that even means.
I mean, they don't have the. They are what matter would do. Like matter doesn't have directness either, right? But it does have a tendency to coalesce or like
they attract each other because of gravity. Yeah,
correct. So that's how the chemicals come together. But those chemicals coming together, they made two things. They made viruses and they made bacteria. And we evolved from both. But so
I'm really struggling with what you're getting.
Had to have some intention.
I'm really struggling what you're getting at here. You're saying that the universe has intention because viruses don't move. This is strange.
No, I'm saying the universe has intention because we have intention.
Just because we have intention doesn't mean that the universe does.
You can't. There's two things, right? We have behavioral emergence and we have semantic emergence. You can't get meaning from something that doesn't have meaning. Zero meaning, zero directness, and zero intent will always equal zero as far as we're concerned. It's going to always equal zero. It's never going to be a one. One for meaning, none for purpose.
Yes, but you're assuming that we have some sort of ultimate meaning and purpose. You have no reason to assume that.
We make our meaning and purposes.
Exactly. So just because we make our meaning and purposes that means
it couldn't have emerged.
Hold on. Hold on. We make our own meanings and purposes. That doesn't mean that the universe has one either. It doesn't mean that.
So we didn't come from the universe?
Yeah, we come from stardust.
Correct. So
right, but just because
that had to have a proto intent.
Why? That doesn't follow.
Intent.
That doesn't follow.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. Are you're saying that that because we became conscious, therefore the universe had to be conscious? Consciousness could just be emergence.
How? So explain this. Okay, listen to what I'm saying. What is consciousness? It means what I'm telling you: meaning, purpose, and directedness. Matter, energy have zero. You can't add 3 zeros and get a 1.
Right, but
no matter how many zeros you add, you'll never get a 1.
I got you, but what I'm saying is that, again, from what we can understand about consciousness, is likely an emergent property, meaning things come together in order to form it. Exactly. Okay, cool. So if things are coming together in order to form it, just like how life could be an emergent property, they're just coming together to form it. That doesn't mean that there has to be any substrate or any other meaning or anything like that. It doesn't mean that at all. An emergent property can just come together and form something new. It doesn't have to have something before that.
Brother, I pray for you, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
That doesn't make any sense. It can't, like, I get what you're saying. There's a thing called behavioral emergence. We explain that with physicalism and materialism, but I'm saying they are completely incoherent when it comes to meaning, purpose, and things like that. You can't have that. That's why panpsychism is taking over it. That's why idealism is becoming more popular, because that's the hard problem of consciousness.
I have no idea what you're talking about when you say that, bro. Like I'm kind of lost. You're saying that, making our own meaning becomes incoherent when it comes to meaning. I have no idea what you're trying to get at.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying semantic meaning cannot emerge from something that has no meaning.
Why not?
Because the substrate has to possess a property that can become that.
Why? There's no reason to assume any of this, bro. Why wouldn't it?
It wouldn't emerge.
But it did. You're not really, because if we're the process of stardust and carbon and star stuff, right? We all came together, coalesced into what we are today. And now we're talking about it, right? We're the thinking and feeling parts of the universe, like Carl Sagan said. But that doesn't mean that the star that exploded billions of years ago had to have some sort of meaning or some sort of conscious meaning. It was just a ball of plasma that we became.
I'm gonna have to get into it, but like, have you heard about the hard problem of consciousness, right?
Yeah, we don't know what consciousness
Like,
is or how it even emerges.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. Like, if for that to make sense, like that's what intent is. That's what I'm saying. That's where it has to emerge from. So the substrate, the grounding of our universe, or whatever our universe emerged from, had to have some sort of intention or proto-intent in it. And I think intent, well, proto-intent, you get movement, but you don't have aboutness or what it's like to be.
So
in that.
So what? That doesn't mean that consciousness can't emerge in the universe.
But it's illogical. You're making you're collapsing. It's an identity.
Not really. You're
something
you're
can
saying
be non-intentional and intentional at the same time. There's a false dichotomy. It cannot. They are mutually exclusive.
I understand that, but you're saying that because the universe is non-intentional, therefore we had to. You're saying that the universe had to be intentional because we have intent, but that doesn't follow. The universe can be completely non-intentional, a natural process that we simply do not understand, and then we're the parts that emerge from that. It doesn't. The hard problem of consciousness is all about understanding why the consciousness emerge, right? That's all it's about. But just because we can't solve that problem yet doesn't mean that all of a sudden there's some sort of intent to the universe. It doesn't mean that those two things don't follow.
No, I'm not saying there's intent to the universe. I'm saying whatever caused the universe. I'm saying I'm positing a first cause, and that substrate of wherever the universe emerged from, has what's name. I'm saying the universe is not necessary. It's contingent on the substrate of wherever it came from, because it's changing. The laws of physics could be otherwise. We have different models and things like that prove that these things could be different and could produce.
Yeah, sure. Our universe could have come from a black hole from another universe. Sure, doesn't show intention.
It doesn't. Correct, but whatever it came from probably did have some type of intention or proto intent inside of it.
How would we even know that, but why would we even assume that?
But also,
in the first place, that's what I'm struggling with. Why would we assume that?
Okay, so I think you need to look at what emergent principle is, and there's two things you need to look at: behavioral emergence and semantic emergence. That's where the hard problem of consciousness lies in with that, because they're two different things. They're not a knowledge gap. There's two separate domains that cannot cross. They're two different things. They're two different kinds of things. That's why when we look at neurons and things like that, I can't look at my own brain. I can look at someone else's brain and I can see it, but guess what? I have my eyesight is not going to be. So one of those probably comes first. Like the physical might not come first. The thought may come first, or the idea may come first, and then it fires something to correlate to it.
Okay, sure. This really doesn't really get us anywhere.
It does if you study it. If you study it and look at it, it starts to kind of make sense.
It makes sense towards what?
It's really like the universe is going to be a true dichotomy. The universe the substrate of the universe is going to have intent or it's not going to have intent. It's the law of excluded middle. It can't be somewhere in between or anything like that. It's going to have intent or it's not going to have intent. So that's the question that we're trying to ask, right? That's the same thing. When you say your confirmation bias is leading you towards, I don't think it's intentional. So everything confirms that it's not intentional, but you're not even looking at the other side of it, is what I'm saying.
Right. Well, I'm not.
I was an atheist for
or the
40
other,
years,
right?
basically.
What I'm saying is that I have no evidence that the universe is intentional. So if you're going to claim that it is, you have to actually show why we would believe that. All evidence shows right now is that anything that we've ever discovered about our universe or our way of life or our world has always had a natural process. Nothing has ever had a supernatural explanation. Like ghosts, gods, demons have never been the explanation for anything. So if that's the case, then there's no reason to assume that the universe will have one either. It could have one, but until evidence shows that, there's no reason to believe it.
But that's why we make the inference to the most likely case in that situation.
What evidence do we have that that's the case? But the thing is, it's not even the most likely case. I think the most likely case is that it's a natural process that we don't understand, because what you're simply saying is that because humans have some sort of intention, therefore that must have came some sort of substrate of the universe that doesn't follow.
Okay. And okay, so and then this the thing about that as well too, like we're not defining God as the same way. I'm saying God is that substrate or the mind that our universe emerged from, not created, but emerged from.
Okay,
basically.
All right, not a problem. Hey, I appreciate you, Professor. Come by anytime. All right, guys. How long I've been on? I've been on for about 2 hours. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get off now. I do appreciate everybody for being here. What time is it? By 11:30. All right, cool. We had a good Nate Light one. All right. So for everybody who are in the comments, calling me stupid or asking me why I hate Christianity, there's nothing on here about Christianity at all. So I'm not sure why I pointed that out. Y'all some sensitive ass niggas, bro. But at the end of the day, y'all, I don't have the phone number up here because of what's going on with TikTok. They throttle the views if you're not on if you don't use your phone very often. So now I'm back using the phone. Next week, the phone line will return. So anyone who's in the comments, you can go ahead and call in from there. Y'all, I do have a subscriber goal. Right now I have about 3 subscribers. Let's pump that up to 10. I appreciate everybody who was out here. Appreciate anybody who watched over on the YouTube. If you're over on the Deconstruction Junction, shout out to you. I appreciate all y'all watching. If you're over on the Volsitas channel, definitely I appreciate you. Y'all are amazing. And if you're over on the Black Atheist Coalition, I appreciate you there as well. And I'm going to go ahead and get out of here for tonight, y'all. Tomorrow, I think I'll be on with Black Atheist Rants, talking about why Black people shouldn't be Christian, Muslim, or Black Hebrew Israelite. I hope to see y'all there. I may get on another live, and if I get another one, you'll see me on the Black Atheist Coalition as well. All right, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Appreciate y'all. As I end every live, every man should be soft, that's secure, affectionate, wise, flexible, and thoughtful. All right. Every man should be soft. I'm going to start those lives soon as well. I appreciate y'all. Y'all's have a wonderful.
That one is number